I'm cooking dinner for my family. I'm cooking dinner for my family. He doesn't bartend every year. He doesn't bartend every year. Yes, I love traveling. Yes, I love traveling. Are we servants every day? Are we servants every day? Cannot create. Cannot create. I may try a different hairstyle. I may try a different hairstyle. Isn't he a doctor then? Isn't he a doctor then? Can I have a receipt? Can I have a receipt? I'm going to the botanical gardens. I'm going to the botanical gardens. Can I order food now? Can I order food now? Am I not the consultant of the decade? Am I not the consultant of the decade? Build a better future. Build a better future. Does it solve immediately? Does it solve immediately? Am I rarely an agent? Am I rarely an agent? His grandson was Draper. His grandson was Draper. The movie is on the main screen. The movie is on the main screen. We may not be able to grant permission every year. We may not be able to grant permission every year. I've been thinking about this summer. I've been thinking about this summer. I have so much happiness. I have so much happiness. We live in a big city. We live in a big city. Be careful. Be careful. Do they need to be taken care of every year? Do they need to be taken care of every year? It does not calculate annually. It does not calculate annually. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. What is today's homework? What is today's homework? I finished. I finished. He studied hard for the exam. He studied hard for the exam. He can win after 3 years. He can win after 3 years. I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. They should not adjust the decade. They should not adjust the decade. Yes, I am married. Yes, I am married. Whose picture is on the wall? Whose picture is on the wall? It can be very frustrating sometimes. It can be very frustrating sometimes. How can I go to the airport? How can I go to the airport? I will return home at 8 p.m. I will return home at 8 p.m. How can you say that? How can you say that? He's already had his lunch. He's already had his lunch. I forgot my keys at home this morning. I forgot my keys at home this morning. Was his father a nurse? Was his father a nurse? I love watching movies. I love watching movies. Then we won't adjust it. Then we won't adjust it. What day is it today? What day is it today? We met in the park for a picnic. We met in the park for a picnic. I should never limit. I should never limit. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it? Is my stepbrother a policewoman? Is my stepbrother a policewoman? We are here to support you in your rehabilitation. We are here to support you in your rehabilitation. You are a great colleague. You are a great colleague. For as long as I live. For as long as I live. They apologized profusely for the mistake. They apologized profusely for the mistake. Do we need to do anything? Do we need to do anything? He is a fan of rock music. He is a fan of rock music. Why do you think? Why do you think? The artist used a variety of techniques to create this masterpiece. The artist used a variety of techniques to create this masterpiece. Your son is an esthetician. Your son is an esthetician. It's very painful. It's very painful. This is a privilege. This is a privilege. Are you able to adapt often? Are you able to adapt often? It's hard to say goodbye. It's hard to say goodbye. When will you go home? When will you go home? Can he be suspicious after a century? Can he be suspicious after a century? My brothers are illusionists. My brothers are illusionists. Did they solve it at sunset? Did they solve it at sunset? Our mother-in-law is a farmer. Our mother-in-law is a farmer. Can you increase it? Can you increase it? We will go shopping this weekend. We will go shopping this weekend. I see your sister. I see your sister. He wrote a letter. He wrote a letter. Can I go to the books? Can I go to the books? They will become founders in 2 years. They will become founders in 2 years. Didn't he bother at sunrise? Didn't he bother at sunrise? Isn't it normally open? Isn't it normally open? Sun shining. Sun shining. Is this her bag? Is this her bag? Can I go to the personalization button? Can I go to the personalization button? I'd like a glass of Merlot, please. I'd like a glass of Merlot, please. You can use Wi-Fi with the provided password. You can use Wi-Fi with the provided password. Is my stepsister a bailiff? Is my stepsister a bailiff? Do you have any allergies? Do you have any allergies? He wrote a letter to his friend. He wrote a letter to his friend. The photo was taken on the beach. The photo was taken on the beach. Shouldn't there be a therapist every year? Shouldn't there be a therapist every year? I'm afraid you're right. I'm afraid you're right. The water is too cold for swimming. The water is too cold for swimming. I lost my keys. I lost my keys. We have a talent exhibition. We have a talent exhibition. Can't I survive the night? Can't I survive the night? My friend is an anesthesiologist. My friend is an anesthesiologist. Doesn't he understand? Doesn't he understand? And he's much shyer. And he's much shyer. Must call every year. Must call every year. You are a thoughtful partner. You are a thoughtful partner. I've never seen Istanbul before. I've never seen Istanbul before. Is your sister a notary? Is your sister a notary? We rent a quiet apartment. We rent a quiet apartment. The apartment is very nice. The apartment is very nice. Didn't we answer? Didn't we answer? Was his father a weatherman? Was his father a weatherman? It's getting late. It's getting late. Do you like to do any sports? Do you like to do any sports? Can cream at night. Can cream at night. We go for a run in the morning. We go for a run in the morning. They must preserve it a century later. They must preserve it a century later. What is he looking at? What is he looking at? The room lacks natural light. The room lacks natural light. I have to go now. I have to go now. You are an important part of this. You are an important part of this. The report was completed on time. The report was completed on time. Couldn't contact. Couldn't contact. He may not choose it later. He may not choose it later. I've finished my homework. I've finished my homework. What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? They are pushing the decade. They are pushing the decade. You've been an organizer before. You've been an organizer before. They closed the station. They closed the station. We are aware of this. We are aware of this. Were there children machinists? Were there children machinists? You should rarely be important. You should rarely be important. Is her mother a manicurist? Is her mother a manicurist? We can make inspectors every day. We can make inspectors every day. Are their spouses anthropologists? Are their spouses anthropologists? I don't know what kind of person you are. I don't know what kind of person you are. She likes to dance at parties. She likes to dance at parties. They take a nap after lunch. They take a nap after lunch. Your seat number is 8F. Your seat number is 8F. I have a couple of oranges. I have a couple of oranges. His aunt was a sociologist. His aunt was a sociologist. Can they work as secretaries immediately? Can they work as secretaries immediately? Was your brother-in-law a leader? Was your brother-in-law a leader? The bird flew away from its nest. The bird flew away from its nest. Did they fix it after a week? Do they fix it after a week? You are a great problem solver. You are a great problem solver. How many plates are on the table? How many plates are on the table? His father was a librarian. His father was a librarian. Doesn't it bring it after 1 year? Doesn't it bring it after 1 year? He wrote a letter to his grandmother. He wrote a letter to his grandmother. What did I touch? What did I touch? He is a knowledgeable scientist. He is a knowledgeable scientist. Can I affect it after 1 week? Can I affect it after 1 week? I have to study for a history exam on Tuesday. I have to study for a history exam on Tuesday. We learn history. We learn history. How about the movie? How about the movie? These are your old friends. These are your old friends. The movie was too long and boring. The movie was too long and boring. Was his stepbrother a barber? Was his stepbrother a barber? If it's dark, I won't go out. If it's dark, I won't go out. It belongs to my sister. It belongs to my sister. Do you have vegan options? Do you have vegan options? I'm behind you. I'm behind you. He juggles balls. He juggles balls. They should not act earlier. They should not act earlier. Call me tomorrow. Call me tomorrow. I need to make an urgent appointment with the doctor. I need to make an urgent appointment with the doctor. Dancing is fun. Dancing is fun. You shouldn't lie to your friends. You shouldn't lie to your friends. Have you ever visited Turkey? Have you ever visited Turkey? You should not carry it after a month. You should not carry it after a month. Can I have a takeaway menu, please? Can I have a takeaway menu, please? I will be missing often. I will be missing often. Tom and Sarah are getting married. Tom and Sarah are getting married. Can it reflect? Can it reflect? My flight was overbooked. My flight was overbooked. I can play basketball well. I can play basketball well. Soon we will have no shortage. Soon we will have no shortage. These are difficult riddles. These are difficult riddles. I have to log in after 3 minutes. I have to log in after 3 minutes. Should he become an entrepreneur later? Should he become an entrepreneur later? What will you do tomorrow? What will you do tomorrow? We couldn't finish any of the tickets. We couldn't finish any of the tickets. These are very beautiful flowers. These are very beautiful flowers. Can't he be examined? Can't he be examined? Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show on the road. He does what he says he will do. He does what he says he will do. My favorite place is the White House. My favorite place is the White House. Our parents are botanists. Our parents are botanists. I run as fast as you. I run as fast as you. How can I help you today? How can I help you today? Can I have the dessert menu with appetizers? Can I have the dessert menu with appetizers? Will you ride every year? Will you ride every year? The door was open, so I went in. The door was open, so I went in. Isn't he always a philosopher? Isn't he always a philosopher? Is it lost? Is it lost? Here is your boarding pass. Here is your boarding pass. This is so nice to hear. This is so nice to hear. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you so much for your help. He had a band-aid on his finger. He had a band-aid on his finger. It should not make any noise at noon. It should not make any noise at noon. I must not return. I must not return. Haven't I played before? Haven't I played before? He did not produce films frequently. He did not produce films frequently. Should you pull it? Should you pull it? He goes to the store on his bike. He goes to the store on his bike. Excuse me. Excuse me. Will he go to the party tomorrow? Will he go to the party tomorrow? My brother is an interviewer. My brother is an interviewer. Can't I save? Can't I save? What is your phone number? What is your phone number? He is a successful writer. He is a successful writer. Very expensive. Very expensive. There is a lake in the forest. There is a lake in the forest. What's going on? What's going on? He speaks slowly. He speaks slowly. Can't we do binding every week? Can't we do binding every week? Start the meeting with a brief introduction. Start the meeting with a brief introduction. Winter is colder than autumn. Winter is colder than autumn. Will they warn? Will they warn? We should add it next year. We should add it next year. You can find magazines and books in the waiting area. You can find magazines and books in the waiting area. He called me yesterday. He called me yesterday. Can I eat my burger without lettuce? Can I eat my burger without lettuce? It's a very emotional journey. It's a very emotional journey. Shouldn't they do it every day? Shouldn't they do it every day? The movie takes place in a small town. The movie takes place in a small town. Is his nephew a baker? Is his nephew a baker? Please step on the scale. Please step on the scale. Can we meet tomorrow? Can we meet tomorrow? You shouldn't look back. You shouldn't look back. I like Italian food. I like Italian food. The characters feel like real people. The characters feel like real people. They watch TV after dinner. They watch TV after dinner. Always checks. Always checks. I've never seen Istanbul. I've never seen Istanbul. I was very touched by emotions. I was very touched by emotions. Your husband was a dancer. Your husband was a dancer. Do you have to do it at sunset? Do you have to do it at sunset? Joe is with me. Joe is with me. Don't let your ambition. Don't let your ambition. The train leaves at 8 o'clock. The train leaves at 8 o'clock. Understanding different cultures can be eye-opening. Understanding different cultures can be eye-opening. Is their mother-in-law a songwriter? Is their mother-in-law a songwriter? Can you add more salt to my food? Can you add more salt to my food? Did we collect it 3 months ago? Did we collect it 3 months ago? Both options have disadvantages. Both options have disadvantages. I have breakfast at 7 in the morning. I have breakfast at 7 in the morning. Can I go to the groove music button? Can I go to the groove music button? Which is your favorite river? Which is your favorite river? Present continuous time. Present continuous time. I'm a vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian. I was so caught up in this scenario. I was so caught up in this scenario. Sometimes it shouldn't be removed. Sometimes it shouldn't be removed. He is taller than his sister. He is taller than his sister. What sports can you play? What sports can you play? His grandchildren are sailors. His grandchildren are sailors. You look tired today. You look tired today. Then they will become scavengers. Then they will become scavengers. What will you buy? What will you buy? I need to do a group project. I need to do a group project. I visited London twice. I visited London twice. I have a meeting with my boss at 1400. I have a meeting with my boss at 1400. He needs to find a job. He needs to find a job. They slept until late on Saturday. They slept until late on Saturday. You prefer to stay at home. You prefer to stay at home. We should not create every day. We should not create every day. Would it make noise at noon? Would it make noise at noon? Wouldn't there be investment at dawn? Wouldn't there be investment at dawn? Their niece is a nurse. Their niece is a nurse. Not everyday announcer. Not everyday announcer. I failed 3 weeks ago. I failed 3 weeks ago. Generally lacks appeal. Generally lacks appeal. Can I see the menu please? Can I see the menu please? Is his stepmother a craftsman? Is his stepmother a craftsman? Have you drank coffee in Turkey? Have you drank coffee in Turkey? I am working in a bank. I am working in a bank. Let me work on it. Let me work on it. Was our grandmother a homeowner? Was our grandmother a homeowner? I can support it. I can support it. He is fixing a broken chair. He is fixing a broken chair. His half-sister was an electrician. His half-sister was an electrician. Can I go to the trash can? Can I go to the trash can? Were my cousins professors? Were my cousins professors? Can you watch my bag? Can you watch my bag? Can never learn. Can never learn. I've been living here for 3 years. I've been living here for 3 years. Will not visit. Will not visit. I'm in the room full of plants. I'm in the room full of plants. 5 months ago can't I iron? 5 months ago can't I iron? Was my son an ecologist? Was my son an ecologist? His stepson is a race car driver. His stepson is a race car driver. He always forgets his keys. He always forgets his keys. My sister doesn't play guitar. My sister doesn't play guitar. They can't always accept it. They can't always accept it. He studies for his exams at night. He studies for his exams at night. I'm in a hurry, can you do it quickly? I'm in a hurry, can you do it quickly? May reject it after a day. May reject it after a day. I can do journalism every month. I can do journalism every month. You are a beautiful soul. You are a beautiful soul. Can I sit here? Can I sit here? Can I go to the default apps button? Can I go to the default apps button? It will come next month. It will come next month. I read that book 3 times. I read that book 3 times. I will inform the nurse of your request. I will inform the nurse of your request. His family are taxi drivers. His family are taxi drivers. He sang a song. He sang a song. I'm going to the bus terminal. I'm going to the bus terminal. I had a sandwich for lunch. I had a sandwich for lunch. He likes listening to music. He likes listening to music. Wasn't he a physicist before? Wasn't he a physicist before? Were their relatives midwives? Were their relatives midwives? We are going to the beach. We are going to the beach. They can rarely mention it. They can rarely mention it.